I was already halfway through security when I realized something was off, not in a dramatic way. Nothing had gone wrong yet. It was just a small pause, the kind you feel when something doesn't line up with how it usually goes. The agent scanned my boarding pass, frowned slightly, and scanned it again. Then she looked up at me, polite but distant. "I'm sorry," she said. "This ticket has been canceled." I waited for the rest of the sentence. The part where she explains the mistake, fixes it, waves me through. It didn't come. "Connell?" I asked. "Yes, it was voided yesterday." Yesterday, I stood there a moment, letting that settle. I didn't argue. I didn't raise my voice. I just stepped aside like she asked and opened my phone. No notifications, no emails, nothing that suggested anything unusual. I called the airline, sat through the automated options, repeated my booking reference twice. When I finally got someone, they confirmed it quickly. Yes, the ticket was canceled by the purchaser. The purchaser, not the airline, not a system error. Someone had done it. I didn't ask who. I already knew. They had booked the trip weeks ago. New Year's Eve, all of them together. My parents, my cousins, my younger brother. A kind of reset, they said. A chance to be normal again. I hadn't questioned it. That was probably my first mistake. I just showed up when I was told. I stayed at the airport longer than I needed to. Not because I thought I could fix it, just because leaving immediately would made it feel real too quickly. Around me, everything kept moving. Announcements, rolling suitcases, people complaining about delays that still assumed they were going somewhere. I bought a coffee I didn't want and sat near the gate I was supposed to leave from. Barding started without me. No one came looking. The message came later. Not immediately, not while I was still sitting there. It arrived when I was already on my way back home. From my mother. "Have a nice New Year's Eve." A pause, then another message. Lozer. I read it once. Then again, slower. There was no anger in it, no heat, just certainty. Like this had been decided long before today. I didn't respond right away. I went home, set my bag down, and sat in the quiet. The apartment felt different than it usually did. Not emptier, just clearer. Like something had been removed that I hadn't realized I was carrying. I thought about calling, asking why. Asking what I had done this time, but the question felt tired before I even said it out loud because I already knew the answer wouldn't be specific. It would be something vague, something that shifted depending on who was speaking. I looked around instead at the bills stacked neatly on the table, at the folder in the drawer I rarely opened, at the things I had been handling quietly for years. Not because anyone asked, because if I didn't, they wouldn't get done. I opened the folder, leases, agreements, payment confirmations. My name was on more of it than I remembered. The apartment they still used when they visited the city, the utilities tied to it, the insurance policy I had set up after my father said he didn't understand the process. None of it had ever been discussed as a responsibility. It had just settled onto me over time, like everything else. I didn't make the decision immediately. I made tea first, sat down, let the silence stretch a little longer. Then I started making calls, not angry ones, not rushed, just administrative. I updated what needed to be updated, removed my name where I could, closed what was mine to close, transferred what was actually theirs back into their control. Each step was simple on its own. Together, they changed something fundamental. New Year's Eve passed quietly. No countdown, no messages after that first one. I didn't check their social media. I didn't need to see the photos to know how it looked. Smiling, together, complete, without me. For the first time, I didn't feel like I was missing something, just not included, and that felt different. They came back 2 days later. I knew before they called because the notifications started again. Missed calls, messages, different tone this time, not casual. Not mocking. Urgent. I answered on the fourth call. My father. "What did you do?" he asked. Same question, different context. "I organized what was already mine," I said. "The apartment." He started then stopped, like he wasn't sure how to explain it. "The lease is no longer under my name," I said. "Neither are the utilities." There was a long pause. "You can't just," he began. "I didn't cancel anything," I said. "I transferred responsibility." That word hung there. Responsibility. My mother called next. Her voice wasn't sharp anymore, just strained. "There are notices," she said. "Deadlines." "We didn't know." "I know," I said. "You should have told us." I almost smiled at that, not because it was funny, because it sounded so familiar, like the same expectation, just turned around. They asked me to fix it, not directly at first, but it was there underneath everything they said. Just put it back. Just handle it again. Just make it easier. I listened. I didn't interrupt. Then I said, "I'm not part of those arrangements anymore." Silence. Not angry this time. Just uncertain. We didn't argue. There was no moment where everything broke or got repaired. Just a shift. Clear enough that no one could ignore it, kid enough that no one could fully confront it either. We still speak carefully. There are more explanations now, more pauses before assumptions. Sometimes they still try to lean on old patterns. Sometimes I almost let them. Then I remember the airport, the scan. The small pause before everything changed, and I never responded to that message, the one she sent, but I think in a way I answered it anyway, just not in words and not in a way they could dismiss.